NFL fans, welcome back to another episode of the Jay All Day NFL Show, where I'm going to give you guys my first initial picks for Week 2. Boy, oh boy, we absolutely crushed Week 1. There's nobody better than the Jay All Day NFL Show at making picks each and every week, guys. The first 14 games, we won 13 of them. The only loss we had is because Sam Darnold on the 8-yard line with the game on the line just absolutely sucks at football, guys. We are crushing it, man. We're crushing Vegas, crushing the picks each and every week. That's why you got to hit that like button and subscribe, guys. Here we go. Week 2, early look picks. Woo! All right, NFL fans, before we get into my initial thoughts for Week 2, if you're interested in sports betting, guys, check out my memberships. I made my members so much money in Week 1, enough to pay for the entire season worth of memberships because it's only $4.99 a month. You got to get it. Show your friends. If you guys want to beat the bookies each and every week, I'm going to help you do that, guys. In Week 1, I paid for all my members' memberships for the entire season because we absolutely crushed our bets here in Week 1. Now we're going to move on to Week 2. Let's get into these picks, guys. Washington Commanders at the Green Bay Packers. Man, the Green Bay Packers looked really, really good. Absolutely dominated the Detroit Lions. From pillar to post, they were just a better football team. This offense for the Lions definitely looked a little lost without Ben Johnson, for sure. Jordan Love was cooking, spreading the ball out all over the field. I like the Green Bay Packers in this spot versus Washington. They looked okay against a very mediocre Giants team. They didn't do anything to wow me in that particular game. It was kind of a sloppy game on both sides of the ball, but I like the Green Bay Packers, especially at home against Washington. Jordan Love really, really looks good. And how about this Green Bay Packers defense? And it's only going to get better with Micah Parsons in the loop more and more each and every week, guys. So I'm going with the Packers right now. And then next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at Cincinnati. Guys, I'm rolling with the Jaguars here, man. I think Liam Cohen has this offense really firing on all cylinders, right? And Cincinnati, that defense is so unbelievably bad. And Joe Burrow was awful. Absolutely awful in Week 1. 14 of 23, only 113 yards. He got sacked 3 times. The offensive line's bad. The defense is bad. Yo, Trevor Lawrence and that offense is about to cook in Week 2. Travis Etienne, went 16 for 143. Woo, baby. Cooking with gas. That's why I'm going with Jacksonville to get a big win on the road versus Cincinnati. Next up, guys, we got a division rival, New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. I thought Dak Prescott looked really good in that game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And if CeeDee Lamb comes up with some of those catches, guys, some of the drops that he didn't have those, they probably win that game versus the Eagles, man. Dak looked really good. CeeDee Lamb looked pretty uncoverable. The Eagles' second cornerback spot, big hole there. No Jalen Carter in that spot. But the Giants just looked pretty mediocre. Malik Neighbors is still dealing with that back injury. The offensive line for the Giants looked horrible. I don't like it. I'm going with Dallas at home to get a big home victory there. Chicago versus Detroit. We'll see how Chicago looks on Monday night. I'm putting out these picks a little bit early. But Detroit offensively looked lost. At least they're going to have some time to kind of go over what the hell happened in Week 1 versus the Packers, correct it, move forward in Week 2. I'm going to go with the Lions, especially at home there. I just don't see the Lions starting the season 0-2. But, man, the offense really struggled in that game. The defense gave up a lot of points. Jordan Love was cooking them all game long on the road. So they're coming home now. I think they get a big win at home. Rams versus the Tennessee Titans. Right? The Titans played the Broncos a lot tougher than most people expected, right? The LA Rams-Texans game was a very defensive-minded game. Both offenses struggled to score points, but I like the Rams in this spot. Matt Stafford, another week with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Kyron Williams looked pretty good, right? So I'm going to go with the Rams there in that spot. The Tennessee Titans defense, especially that front seven, looked pretty good. Definitely gave Bo Nix some trouble. That Tennessee Titans team on special teams and defense forced 4 turnovers, right? So I think the Rams are going to protect the football a little bit more than the Broncos did. And the Broncos were still able to win that game after turning the ball over 4 times. Titans just aren't very good, but I did like what I saw out of Cam Ward in Week 1 in a very very, very hard spot, right? I'm going with the Rams on the road. Another division game, New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins got blown out by the Indianapolis Colts. Called that. I called that. Actually, I called everything because I had 13 wins and only one loss in the first 14 games. Cooking with gas here on the Jay All Day Show. That's why you guys got to subscribe. So who do I think wins this game? Patriots or Miami? Tua was flat out awful in week 1. 14 of 23, 2 interceptions. Waddle and Hill both MIA in that spot. And for New England, Drake May played decent, right? Ramondre Stevenson did not look so good. Travion Henderson looked pretty good, though, for sure. I just want to see Drake May be a little more fundamentally sound in this spot. 30 of 46. I don't want to see Drake May throwing the ball 40 times. Run the ball more, New England. Vrabel, run the ball. I don't want to see Drake May throw the ball. If he throws the ball over 40 times again, they're going to lose. But I'm going with New England on the road. Miami just looks in shambles. Nobody wants to play. They're not playing together as a unit. And if the locker room's broken, this team's going to be broken. I think New England bounces back from a tough loss in week 1 to beat Miami on the road here, guys. Next up, San Francisco steals one. And then they get to go play New Orleans. So that's great. They stole one from Seattle. God, Sam Darnold, you suck, dude. I would have went perfect. Spencer Rattler still has not won a football game as a starter yet. Kittle's hurt. We'll have to keep an eye on that. He was on the sideline out of uniform, so it doesn't look good. The Saints had 13 penalties. And the one thing that the 49ers are going to do is play fundamentally sound football with Kyle Shanahan. Robert Saleh got that defense playing pretty damn well in week 1, right? So I'm going with San Francisco to win this game. The Saints had freaking 13 penalties in week 1. But the 49ers are backed up. And let's give Brock Purdy some credit, man. Christian McCaffrey's not 100%. No Kittle, no wide receivers. He still finds a way to win on the road. I'm clapping it up for Brock Purdy, dude. I'm clapping it up for Brock. All right, next up, Buffalo Bills versus the Jets. Man, the Jets, they played way better than I thought they were going to play. Did they play better, or was the Steelers' defense just that bad? I don't know. Breece Hall, 19 carries, 107 yards. Garrett Wilson, 7 for 95. Justin Fields was efficient with the football. Used his legs when he had to. Did pretty good, man, against a very, very talented Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I think they only sacked him like one freaking time, right? The Jets, on the defensive side, sacked Aaron Rodgers 4 times, but Aaron Rodgers cooked them, dude. 4 tutties for Aaron Rodgers. Pittsburgh gets a big win over the Jets. But I like Buffalo in this spot. I think they're a better football team. We'll see what the Bills look like on Sunday Night Football, guys. But I think they're going to be extremely competitive with the Ravens, even though I picked the Ravens to win. But I'm happy for Justin Fields. He came into a tough environment, playing against a really sound defense and played really, really well. I was impressed with what I saw from Justin Fields in week 1, but I'm going to go with Buffalo on the road to beat the Jets. Seattle versus Pittsburgh. 2 teams that underperformed, in my opinion. Rodgers balled out, though. 4 tutties. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers at home all day over Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, oh my gosh, man. Whenever the game's on the line, Sam Darnold finds a way to choke. Oh my gosh. And that offensive line for Seattle sucks. I think Pittsburgh's defense gets right versus Seattle. Highsmith and Watt come. I'm thinking defensively, they put up at least 4 sacks on Sam Darnold in week 2. How about Jalen Ramsey coming up with a big hit, big stick? That ball goes flying out. Kind of sealed the game for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? I'm going with Pittsburgh to win in week 2. Cleveland Browns, Baltimore. The Bengals are so bad. Oh my God, the Bengals. Burrow was bad. The defense was bad. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. Baltimore wins this game. There's not a lot to say. Flacco played well. He threw for almost 300 yards. Rookie Dylan Sampson was really involved in those checkdowns. I think he caught like 7 or 8 passes or something. Looked really, really good. Cleveland's defense looked great, though. 8 tackles for a loss. The Cleveland's rushing attack was non-existent in the game. They're not able to run the ball. I mean, this Ravens defense is really, really good. I think the Ravens blow out Cleveland. I think they're going to run the ball down their throat. Cleveland, just the way their team's constructed, they're not going to have any answers for Baltimore, in my opinion. Now that I say that, Cleveland will end up winning. But I'm going with Baltimore for sure. Denver versus Indianapolis. Bo Nix. Denver won, but Bo Nix looked like complete ass. what 2 picks, a fumble. They muffed a punt. I mean, Denver offensively and special teams wise played like shit. But man, that Denver defense is woo, baby. Man, that Denver defense is scary good. Daniel Jones played pretty damn well. 22 of 29, 272. A career high 197 yards in the first half. The dude looked really, really good. RJ Harvey looked like the truth, man. He looked really good. I think Bo Nix will be better in week 2. He didn't play a lot in the preseason, so maybe you get some jitters out. They go on the road, though. Going to be a tough game. I like Denver to win this game. I think they're just a better football team, and I think Daniel Jones is going to struggle against this really, really nasty, stingy Denver Broncos defense. Denver wins on the road. Carolina versus Arizona. Bryce Young turned into a pumpkin. We got bad Bryce Young. It was a stinker. 18 of 35, 154 yards. Left tackle, Ekwonu, he's out. We'll have to check on his status later in the week and see if he's going to play, right? He's recovering from that appendectomy, so I'm not really sure how that goes. Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride were pretty decent, right? Trey Benson looked really good. James Conner did not. Benson went 8 for 69. James Conner, not so good. 12 for 39, not so good. But I like Arizona, especially at home. Bryce Young, that defense is not very good. I'm going with Arizona. Philadelphia versus Kansas City. I want to see if Jalen Carter gets suspended first, but if Jalen Carter plays, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Hollywood Brown balled out 10 of 99. Man, the Eagles had 0 sacks. 0 freaking sacks. Horrible CB2 play. Actually, Quinyon Mitchell played like shit too. Tons of penalties. Eagles got to clean it up if they want to win. They're going to play like that, they're going to lose. Chiefs didn't play much better. They lost to the Chargers. They had no running game at all in that game versus the Chargers outside of Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going with the Eagles on the road to get a win, but I'm going to go back and forth on that. You guys know I'm an Eagles fan, but the Chiefs could very well win this game. I got to check on what's going on with Jalen Carter, and I don't know, man. No pass rush. If you get no pass rush on Pat, you're going to be effed. So if they have another no sack game in week 2, they will lose to the Chiefs for sure, especially on the road, guys. And then Sunday Night Football, Atlanta versus Minnesota. Yeah, Michael Penix Jr. played pretty damn well. Bijan Robinson really got shut down in the run game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. The Buccaneers' rush defense really showed up. Bijan was a little more in play in the passing game. Kyle Pitts played really good, 7 catches for 59 yards. Atlanta's defense only had 2 tackles for a loss, so they're still struggling a little bit for sure. Atlanta was 6 for 15 on 3rd down. I didn't love that either. But Atlanta dominated time of possession, 35 minutes to 24 possession. To lose a game like that is kind of surprising, right? But, man, they had a chance to tie it up. Koo missed that field goal. Tampa Bay wins. Atlanta, we'll have to see what J.J. McCarthy looks like on Monday Night Football, guys. But right now, I think Minnesota just has a better roster. I like the way their roster is constructed. I think they're going to run the ball, play good defense. They got a solid offensive line. And this Atlanta pass rush is still a work in progress, right, guys? So, in my opinion, I think Minnesota wins this game, especially at home. All right, NFL fans, wrapping things up. We got a double header on Monday Night Football. Tampa Bay and Houston, Chargers, and the Raiders. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, Emeka Egbuka is a freaking stud, man. We'll have to keep our eyes on Tristan Wirfs and Godwin. I don't think they're going to be back, but that offensive line for Tampa Bay definitely struggled a little bit. Baker wasn't great, 17 for 32, 167. Did have 3 touchdown passes, though, right? They were okay. They were just okay, in my opinion. Houston, I told you guys the offensive line would struggle. The offense would struggle. They didn't score, any points really at all against the Rams. When you're on the road and you're not playing with a cohesive unit, man, in week 1, I knew that was going to happen. But the Texans' defense is going to keep them in games all year long. So you know what, guys? I'm going with Houston to win this game. Tampa Bay's probably going to be favored here, but I think at home, another week under their belt, this offensive line. They weren't as bad as I thought they would be, but they were still unable to really get a run game established, right? So C.J. Stroud was kind of under pressure all game long. I'm going to go with Houston for now. Next up, here we go, guys. Chargers, Raiders. I'm going with the Chargers all day. They look so good. I think the Raiders are really going to struggle to score points. Herbert, 318, 3 tutties, 7 carries for 32 on the ground. Quentin Johnson had a big day. 22 first downs in the game. The Raiders' offensive line was horrific in that game versus New England. 4 sacks allowed, and they only averaged 2.3 yards per carry. with Genty and the rest of the group running the football, man. That's not going to get it done versus the Chargers. Chargers win by blowout. That's my first look picks, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You guys are the best. 13-1. 13-1 so far. I think it's going to be 15-1, guys. I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be at making picks for the NFL. Peace.